What's up, 10 Skill Squad? Today we are going to be taking a look at, you guessed it, the cheapest axial that money can buy. So if you're no stranger to crawling, you know that Axial makes some incredible stuff. The SCX is probably one of the best ready-to-run 10-scale crawlers that you can get right now. And the new one, the SCX24, portal axles, all the good stuff. The Unimog, incredible. But those can be a little pricey. And if you don't have a good place to run it and you can only run it inside and you have to be creative, these things, the SCX24, is it a good deal? Today, we're going to find out. So here it is, guys. This is the Axial SCX24. Specifically, this is the C10. They also make this in a deadbolt and a Jeep. And you can get this in, a couple different colors. I got the silver one because I think it's the best looking out of all of them. And the prices range anywhere from like $109 all the way up to the Jeep, which I think is like $129 maybe. But no matter how you slice it, the SCX24 platform is the cheapest axial that you can get. So this is, of course, a 24 scale four-wheel drive crawler. So it's got a metal ladder chassis. It's got 4-link suspension, solid axles, of course, front and back. And the clever thing about this one specifically is it uses a worm drive instead of like a ring gear and pinion in the differential. So the operation of this is actually really smooth. Suspension travel, there's not a whole lot, but it's definitely enough. This thing has got all kinds of flex. See, there's about the extent of it. If I lift it up any more, the back wheel comes up. But, for most obstacles, that's going to be plenty. It's got these lights on the front, so, if you're into that kind of thing, they got you covered. The lights on the top are not functional, but they are light buckets. So if you're a tinkerer and you wanted to rig up some LEDs in there, you certainly could. Taking a look under the hood, this is another thing I really like about this, is that the body just hinges, boom. And there you go. There you can get to all the internals. And there's a little look inside. Look at that itty bitty little steering servo in there. This is our ESC receiver combo. It's got this itty bitty little tiny brushed motor in there. This is a 350 milliamp hour 30C 2S LiPo. So a pretty decent battery, all things considered. The tires are pretty scale. These are BF Goodrich crawlers. There's no foam in here, but for being such a small scale, you really don't need any foam in there. And the lack of foam means that these tires can really grip around hard surfaces. So if you're doing rock crawling, these things grip pretty well. It's also worth mentioning that mine is completely 100% stock, but there is a huge aftermarket for this thing. Everything from wheel weights to suspension, motor mods, all kinds of good stuff. So you can really trick these things out to be pretty competent little crawlers. And now that we have this crawler table, I have been running the wheels off of this thing. Check this thing out. We got a pretty nice playground here. If you want to know more about this crawler table, how it was built, etc., I'm going to put a link right over here. You can check out that video and learn all about the construction of this thing and take a closer look at it. All right, so here is the transmitter that it comes with. Definitely not my favorite transmitter by any means, but the good thing about it is that we do have quite a bit of adjustability in here. Obviously, you have things like steering, trim, and dual rate, but this switch right here is like your throttle exponential or your speed. So it is a one-speed transmission, but this switch kind of gives you almost like 3 gears. We have found that running these in the medium speed really is the best for this table, but you know, your mileage may vary depending on what kind of terrain you're running on. So let's see this thing in action. We are going to go up the first mountain here, avoiding the big rock. And this thing, the way that this thing side hills is pretty incredible. Like, those are some pretty big gaps there, and this thing just crawls over it, no issue. Here we can get a look at that flex. I am driving one-handed, which definitely isn't, handed caught already. I am driving one-handed, which is definitely a challenge, but, you know, I've been practicing a little bit for you guys, so hopefully, it doesn't like to go up there. I need to find a better line. All right, let's just start from back here, shall we? Off to a pretty rotten start. I'm gonna blame my driving and not the truck. Usually when I'm doing this, with the boys, you know, and I'm not filming, I'm not bad at it. Of course, excuses. And across the first bridge here. Now this bridge isn't done. I'm actually planning on building a rope bridge to go over this gap here, but for now, just a piece of plywood. Here we go, over the pit of despair. It isn't quite wide enough to straddle it, but you can dip a tire in there and the thing is totally fine. Come on, baby. I know you can do it. There we go. There we go. Oh, we might have it here. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yes. So another complaint that I have, I guess really not a complaint so much as just an area that could use improvement, is the turning radius. The turning radius on this thing isn't the best. You really kind of got to plan ahead and, you know, take your turns wide. So this spot right here that we like to call Nap Valley, named after our buddy Reese, you know, there's just all kinds of opportunity to get your bumper stuck on stuff, and you kind of got to do like a 5 or 6 point turn to get through there. But once you're through, bam! Now we're making our way over to the bigger scale. This section over here was made for like 18th scale trucks, and the 24s, they just absolutely dominate. Look at that thing, right up the hill, no problem. Look at that. That is not a vertical climb, but it's pretty close. There you can really see some of the articulation, and this thing, you know, in the lower speeds, you can be pretty precise with your wheel placement. Oh, there we go. Ooh. And down the hill. Never doubted it. Oh! Cut that corner too sharp. See? Like, I wish there was just a little bit better steering angle on this thing. There might be some mods that you can do to get some better steering angle out of it, but out of the box, it definitely leaves something to be desired. So let's go ahead and do a 30-point turn here to get around. And we're gonna go back up this way. So with the bigger scale crawlers, there is a very specific line that you have to find to get through all this without rolling over. But the 24s, boy, they just attack it. Oh, I'm lifting a wheel. I'm lifting a wheel there. The 24s attack it pretty effortlessly. Yeah. No problem. Now we're gonna come this way. Oh, and not fall off the table. Oh. And here we go through the meadow. Now this obstacle here, you gotta kind of carry a lot of speed through it to get up the other side. Oh, and I'm stuck. Yes, yes, I'm high centered again. There we go, made it past the fortress and hop it up these rocks. Oh, oh. There we go. Just a hop. Oh. I promise this is not as hard as it seems. I'm making it look pretty difficult, but this is probably one of the easiest obstacles. But driving one-handed is tough, guys. And there we go. What do you think? I love this thing. It's definitely not the most capable mini crawler out there, but as far as aftermarket support goes, I mean, you know Axial, they're about the biggest name in the game when it comes to crawling. So you can really, really tune these things and, you know, make them to be little performers. So if you're anything like me and you like to start out stock and then do little upgrades, little tweaks here and there to see what kind of performance difference you get, this is a really good platform for that because the possibilities are just endless. And I think this thing just looks cool. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments section. What do you think? Do you have one of these? Is yours modified? Is it stock? Where do you run it? Do you have an indoor crawler course like what I've got here? And just as a reminder, I started a Patreon. $3 a month gets you all kinds of extra videos and content, giveaways, all kinds of good stuff. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, check it out. I'll put a link down in the, the doodle. If this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome. I'm glad you found it. I like to do RC shenanigans like this all the time, and I've got some epic stuff coming up. You're going to want to stick around. All right, guys, until next time.